will defend you. I say God will defend you. What you need to do is just to be patient. Trust God, and God will surprise you. Let me start on this note. We have different aspects of this subject. We have the summary, the comprehension, the grammar aspect of it, the letter writing, the essay writing, and the practical English or English. May I ask you, which area do you think you want me to re-emphasize? We don't have time, but let me be specific. I know where your problems lie, but which area do you want me to emphasize? Yes? Summary? Any other thing? Or English? Any other thing? Huh? Let's say, okay. It's unfortunate we don't have enough time, but notwithstanding, I will take you through some areas. Let me first of all start with the practical aspect of English language. Because I discovered that today, in our schools, some of our teachers, they do not go deep into that area. Perhaps when they were in school, oral English was not introduced. And they never, try to develop themselves in that area. So when it comes to that area, they just overlook it. They go into grammar, essay writing, and some other things. But I want to tell you, the simplest aspect of English language is the oral English. Let me just take 15 minutes to handle that one. Now, just follow me. Now, as I told you when we met at ILE-IFE, we have how many questions in oral English? 60 questions. Whether NECO or WAEC, just 60. And they don't change it. Questions 1 to 15, they will give you questions on vowel sounds. They don't change it. They don't change it. The first 15 questions will be on vowel sounds. That means that if your teacher fails to handle this area, the first 15 questions, you may likely miss it. Now, question 16 to 30 will be on what? Consonant sound. They don't change it. That means that if your teacher is so lazy that he finds it difficult to handle vowel sounds and consonant sound, you will miss the first 30 questions. And if your teacher fails to do that, don't forget, you also have the right to develop yourself. Now, question 31 to 35 will be on rhymes. Yes, that's a topic. If your teacher has not taught that, please go home and read. Now, question 36 to 40 will be on stress. Oh, that one is very simple. I'll be stressed. I know you will like stress because it's very simple. Now, question 41 to 45 will be on stress patterns. Stress patterns. And then 46 to 50 will be on emphatic stress. Emphatic stress. And then 51 to 60 will be on phonetic symbols. Yeah. Those are the 60 questions. Assuming we are preparing you for UTME, I will just add one or two topics like the intonation, there are some other topics, but for your level, they will not go beyond this area. 60 questions. Some of my students, they don't even bother to, because they know the question range already. Once they see question 36 to 40, they know what they're going to ask. Now, let me start from this area. Questions 1 to 15. Vowel sounds. Vowel sounds are those sounds that when you produce them, the air that is coming from the lungs moves out freely from the mouth, from the nose, without any obstructions. Mind you, in grammar, we have 5 vowels. But I'm talking about oral English here. We have 20 vowel sounds. WAEC or NECO will not ask you how many sounds do we have in English. No. What they are interested in is that, are you able to recognize these sounds? Are you able to pronounce them? If you cannot pronounce them, you're not ready. So please, the first 15 questions requires that you master all the 20 vowel sounds. You should be able to pronounce them. Identify them wherever they appear. Let me give you an example of the question they will ask you. Look at this. They can give you a sound. That's a vowel sound. Can somebody pronounce that sound? Yes? Pronounce it. Not E, it's E. Now, look at this question. The instruction. Identify the word that has that vowel sound. The sound is eh. Everybody say eh. Now, they ask you to identify the word that has, that carries, that contains that sound. What's the answer? Eh? If you are saying A, raise your hand. A, B, C, D. Those of you in C, put your hands together for yourself. You are very good. This is the answer. Because we are looking for vowel E, and this is E. That's the sound. Free. This is the sound. Key. This is the sound. Can you pronounce this? Berry. If you transcribe this, we get B. R. E. This is the only word that contains this sound. This is the answer. So how do you get that easy? Master all the 20 vowel sounds. 12 diphthongs, 8 monophthongs. Although we have the triphthongs, but WAEC will not bother your head with that. Now, the next 15 questions will be on consonant sound. It follows the same pattern. Master all the vowel, the consonant sounds. They are 24. They are 24 in number. Once you master them, they will just bring out anyone. Let me give you another example on consonant sound. Look at this. Okay. The first thing you do is that identify that sound. Pronounce that sound. So after the pronunciation, you now look for the word that contains that sound. Who can pronounce that sound? Huh? Huh? Okay, what's the answer? Huh? Huh? Is it A or B or C or D? B. B. If you are B, can you raise your hand? B. Put your hands together. You are very good. Yeah. Yes. Now, in grammar, we call this one letter J, Abi. So if you are tempted to use that alphabet, you go for this, you go for this, you go for this. And these are sounds. They are not part of the English alphabet. They are sounds. All these are just used for us to get something to represent. Now, with that, so it is pronounced Y. If it is pronounced Y, this is the only word that has Y. Yes. Yes, it is Y. So if you don't master all the vowel sounds and the consonant sounds, answer this type of question may be somehow difficult. But God is going to help you. God will help me. Help all our leaders here. That God will help you in Jesus' name. Now, rhymes. Rhymes means sameness of sound. They will give you a word. And they will give you some other words. And they will ask you, identify the word that has almost the same sound, that sound alike, and that is what they will give you under rhymes. So, I don't know if I have a long way to go. Just note that here they will give you a word. When you get to take past questions, they want you to look for a word that rhyme, that sound almost alike. Wait. Mind you, we are not dealing with spelling in oral English. Spelling is not working here. Sound. Now, stress. In English language, every word that you write, every word, they are stress band. I will explain. If you have a word of 2 syllables, there must be a stress syllable in that word. If it is 4 syllable, 5 syllable or more, there must be a syllable among others that will carry that power. That when you pronounce it, you're going to use extra energy, extra air to pronounce. That kind of syllable is called a stress syllable. So they will now ask you, under stress, identify the word that received the stress. Look at this. How many syllables? 3 syllables. Re, va, va. 3 syllables. The question is this: which of those syllables receives the stress? That is, when you pronounce it, you will use extra energy, extra air will flow from your lung to pronounce it. Which of those syllables? And that is what they ask you to identify. How do you get the answer? Very simple. We have to be very careful. Pronounce correctly and pronounce carefully. Then that syllable that you use extra energy to pronounce, that is a stress syllable. For instance, re, vi, va, re. I'm now looking for extra energy. Re, vi, va. Vi, the second syllable, receive the stress. So you now go for the option that has this one in capital letter. Yes. Re, vi, va. Look at this. Con, gra, to. When I wanted to pronounce it, I needed energy. I needed more, more strength. Con, gra, to. So when you are dealing with stress, don't just pronounce any. Congratulations. Okay. You will not get the answer. Con, gra, to. Le. That le is the answer because on it you put the stress. But as simple as it sounds, very technical. Let me give you a word. Look at this. How many syllables? 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one is going to receive the stress? Is it A, B, C, or D? Which one? C? Who can pronounce that word? It is pronounced photographer. If you say photogra, you will miss it. You will go for gra, or you miss it. It's photographer. Photographer. The man is a photographer, not the man is a photographer. You will miss it. That's why you have to be very careful. When you come across any difficult word, don't just learn the meaning. You have to first of all study or learn the spelling, the pronunciation. And that is why we encourage you to use good dictionary that has transcription. Take for instance, if you open to where we have boy in a good dictionary, they will first of all transcribe it. That is teaching you how to pronounce it. But some of you will just jump over it. You go and look for the meaning of boy. They will tell you how to pronounce it. Boy. That's the pronunciation. They will not tell you the meaning. We look at that, we see that in our dictionaries, but we just overlook it. To report that be keu, akafo. They are teaching you pronunciation. So if you check our dictionary, this is going to receive the stress. Let's continue. Stress pattern. Now, under stress pattern, for WAHEC, they will give you 4 words. For NECO, they will give you 5. Those words for stress pattern, they will tell you all these words has the same stress pattern except one. The one that has a different stress pattern. Look at this. I'm sorry, I have to be very fast because of time. Now look at this. Yeah. We have 4 words. The question is, all these words, they belong to the same family. That is, they have the same different stress pattern. They have the same stress pattern. Identify the one that has a different stress pattern. Revival is stress on the second syllable. October on the second syllable. Recover on the second syllable. Mendicant on the first syllable. This is the bastard that is not supposed to be there. It doesn't belong to that family because it has its own stress on the first syllable. Now I will pronounce those words now. You know what you do? As I pronounce them, just make the sound at the sound. Revival. It sounds like Abi? Okay. October. Recover. Mendicant. It's a bastard. That's not the family. You should look for another place to stay. Because second syllable, second syllable, second syllable. Revival. Do, mi, do. October. Do, mi, do. Recover. Do, mi, do. Mendicant. Mi, re, do. You can see now. It has a different stress pattern. We don't have time. Emphatic stress. Yeah, under emphatic stress, they will give you a sentence. And they will just pick a word that will receive the stress. I have to write here. Look at this. Jesus died to save or to deliver the whole world. Jesus died to deliver the whole world. Who died to deliver the whole world? B. Did Jesus die to deliver the whole world? C. Did Jesus die to kill the whole world? D. Did Jesus die to save or to deliver few people? D or E. Did Satan die to save or to deliver the whole world? Yeah. How many of you have seen that kind of question before? They will give you five of this. Now, mind you, they have given you this as the one that received the emphatic stress. It can be Jesus, it can be deliver, it can be this, can be this. You can choose anyone. Whatever the case, what matters is the emphasis. If you are choosing your answer here, died must have be the answer. That's what they want. Died must be the answer. Now, if anybody asks you who died to deliver the whole world, are you going to say died as the answer? No. Did Jesus die to deliver the whole world? Died. That's not the answer. Did Jesus die to kill the whole world? Assuming this is going to be your answer, deliver will have been chosen. Did Jesus die to kill the whole world? Deliver. Did Satan die to deliver the whole world? Jesus, not Satan. In a nutshell, let me just give you the shortcut. We don't have the time. Whatever thing they choose here, maybe this, it must not reappear in your answer in whatever form. Died, college answer. Die, college answer. Die, college answer. Die, college answer. Now, if I want to choose this one, did Jesus sleep to deliver the whole world? Because it's the only one that doesn't carry this. The one. Also, we can say, did Satan die? We can also use this. But if they want to give you, they will not give you these two together. Okay. Did Satan die to save the whole world? Jesus. No. Now, did Jesus sleep to deliver the whole world? He died. He did not sleep. So, in a nutshell, just use that method. Die. died, die. Even my students don't even bother to read this question. They use that method. Died, die, 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 die. Because die. You just mark it. That's the answer. But if it is UTME, I want to lagidi there. But it's also very simple. Use that method. Whatever thing they choose here must not reappear as part of your answer. That's just the summary there. If they choose this one, your answer, the word you're going to choose here must not have deliver, whether in its past tense or in its present tense. If they pick this one, your answer must not have this. That's how you track down. Well, that's the end of the oral English. Now let's go to the other aspect of it because we don't have enough time. But do you have any question on this? Okay. Essay. Well, actually, summary. I will go into that now because of the request. But my intention before, I had it in mind to go into one area that always gives you problem. Can I tell you the area now? I will tell you the question now. Many students, even many teachers, they run away when they see the question, what is the grammatical name and function of, I know you will laugh. I know. What is the grammatical name and function of, we underline it. Oh, come and see different answers. But since we have another dimension, let me shape that. Let me go to summary. But if I had the time, that area, I will have crossed it. But don't worry. God will help you. Now, for summary, I will show you the secret. And let me tell you something today, please. Please. If you want to pass this exam, your summary, you have to be very serious with it. Be very, very serious. Because that is the area, your letter writing and summary. Those are the areas that will set trap for you. Oral English is possible for you to score 50 over 60. 58 over 60. It's possible. But when it comes to letter writing, how can you score 40 over 50? Is that possible? It's not possible. Because if you read your letter and we discover that there's nowhere we can put our red pen, we read it again. Who are you? We read it again until we say yes. Motimu, who are you? It's not easy, but God will help you. Now, when it comes to summary, this is the secret. Summary and comprehension, two of them will have passages to read. But the difference is that in summary, you are asked to write your answers in sentences. But in comprehension, you are free to write your answers. You can use a sentence, even if you use a phrase. Once you get the answer, we mark it for you. And that's just the secret. Let me use a very short passage to answer your questions. Especially those of you who are not with us here. Look at this. Jesus died to set us free and to bless us. He gave up his life for our sanctification. Jesus died to ensure that we make it to heaven at last. And finally, he died to disgrace Satan. That's a passage. That is the passage we are using for our summary now. Question. In 4 sentences, summarize 4 reasons. Or they can say, in 4 sentences, summarize reasons for the death of the Lord Jesus Christ. Everybody sees the answer. Everybody here, you can see the answer. But I'm going to tell you, you're going to write your answers in different forms. You want to tell me your answer now? Somebody will say, let's say, Dende. Dende is the class captain. He wants to write the answer. A, to set us free. To sanctify us. To ensure we get to heaven. To disgrace the heaven. You know, Dende gets the answer, but that's 0. They will not mark it for Dende. You know the reason? In 4 sentences, these are phrases. These are gerundial phrases. No heaven, no that we have mercy on you. If you write it this way. If it is in comprehension now, they will pardon. The examiner will pardon you, at least you get the answer. But in summary, forget it. Although they get the answer, but they will not mark it. Why? Because in 4 sentences, but then they put the answers down in 4 phrases. And then they will say, after all, I got the answer. Look at what I underlined. Why did I fail? And that's the reason you have some brilliant students, when the result comes out, they will fumble. Do you know the reason? This is the area. Now, Bembe, the class captain. Me. Hey, okay. Where's the answer? Okay. Setting us free. Okay. Sanctifying us. Ensuring that we get to heaven. Disgracing the enemy. 0. Bembe will also fail. Then they get the answer. F9. Guess the answer, F9. You know the reason? In 4 sentences. That is the requirement. But in 4 phrases. Yeah. Okay. Kalu. This is Kalu now. This Kalu is not even serious. He will never come to class. Okay. Summary. They said it should not be too long, Abi. Okay. Gave his life. Sanctification. Okay. Make heaven. Okay. Disgrace Satan. If there's anything like F10, apart from F9, they will give to Kalu. The question is, in 4 sentences, look at this. And mind you, after the exam, all of them will meet together. What did you underline? Shake me. Then they, Bimbo, Kalu, they will say, shake me. See what I underline. It's not what you underline. How did you put it down? How did you write your answers? Now, Kuma. That Kuma. Americana. This simple passage. This simple passage. Okay. Ability to set us free. Set us free. Ability to sanctify. His own problem is ability. Ability problem. I'm telling you what students write. Ability. I'm telling you, Kuma will also fail. These are phrases. This is not a matter of I got the answer. Yes, you got it. But because your answers are written in phrases, no way, no mercy. And I want to appeal to you. Permit me to say this. Metaphorically, some of you are Dende here. Some of you are Bembe here. Some of you are Kalu here. Some of you are Kuma here. Change your way before that day when you are going to write English language. Please. I want to beg you. If your summary is not good enough, it's not that you will not pass, but when you have this 7, he 8, what's the benefit? It's not going to help you. God will help you. You don't have time again? I have 10 minutes. Oh my God. Okay. Well, let me just, I have 10 minutes. Let me just give you the answer. You may ask me, okay, with all this, how do I write my answers? Very simple. The question is, in 4 sentences. Here, I would define a sentence as a group of words that you can divide into subject and predicate. It means your answer must be divisible into a subject and predicate. Once you're able to do that, you are good to go. And what is the subject here? Jesus is the subject. Because I refer to Jesus. Jesus is the point of focus here. So Jesus. Now, whatever Jesus does under each point will be attached to this to form the predicate. Jesus died to what? To set us free. That's the sentence. Mind you, Dende, Bembe, Kalu, and Kuma. And this one now, this is John now. They have the same answers, but different methods of putting down the answers. So they will not have mercy on these people, except this one. Because you must be able to divide your answers into subject and predicate. And what is the subject? Jesus is the subject. This one is the predicate. Jesus died to sanctify us. He died. You may not want to repeat Jesus. He died to ensure that he died to disgrace Satan. Your answers are right, and they will give you 5 marks for each of the points written. The Lord will help you. Don't be afraid. God will help our leaders. That same God. God will help me when I was in school. That same God is beside you. God will help you. Let me say this. That day, by the time they are giving your question paper, especially those of you who are writing the exam for the first time, when they are giving you, fear is the number one enemy that will accompany that question paper. Once they put it, the next enemy beside you is fear. Once they put it, especially English language and mathematics, once they put it on your table, the next enemy that will come to you is fear. And then you begin to do like this. I want to tell you, that fear will spend about 5 minutes. If you are a child of God, you may not spend more than 1 minute. If you are not a child of God, he can stay with you until you finish that exam. Once you start, have confidence. Rest your mind. Trust God. Relax your brain. Now, with God on your side, all those things that fear has taken away from your brain, at that point when it came, you begin to come back gradually. And you bring all these things to your remembrance. The Lord will help you. I pray sincerely from my heart. The Lord will help you. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Before we move on to the next group of subjects, do you have anyone with questions for mathematics and English? Just 1 or 2 questions. Maths and English. Okay. So we can... Ooh. Please, you are not a science student. Can you stand up? You are not a science student. Arts, commercial, please, can you stand? You are in commercial class. Now, those of you in arts class, every one of you standing, do you offer economics? All of you standing, please, take now. We have a seasoned educator, a mommy, one of our mommies who will be handling the class. Why those of us here in the sciences, we have the privilege of having a father, a pastor, a seasoned educator who will be handling our chemistry. Please, can we move forward? Let's make the class compact. I want you to put your hands together to welcome a father, a pastor, Pastor Titus Awusinyo. You are welcome, sir. Please put your hands together. Are you tired?
Students, but I love excellent students. Who are you? Students. When somebody is scoring 50, 60, that's average student. That's average student. And things are not the way they used to be in those days. If you are an average student, it may be difficult to secure admission to your institution. But in the case where you score 70 and above, you are trying to arrive 70, 80, 90. And it's very possible to score 98% in chemistry. You had that testify at that time. How much this year is called? This year is called how much? 98% chemistry. Is either you know it or you don't know it. You don't parabolate. We don't write essay in chemistry. No. The worst they can ask to do is outline, not even essay. When I go to Nyeforogi, I arrived at Ladin and I took my flight to America. It's practical chemistry, 50 marks. Then paper 2, essay question, essay type of question. So that is 50 marks. Well, how WAEC or NECO now do the thing over there, I don't know, but this one is 50 to 100. But if you are able to make it in the practical chemistry, it's likely you score your A. 50 marks, most of the students we have been marking, some of them they score 40 and above. 40 and above. Question number 1 in this practical chemistry. Question number 1 is, we call it sometimes, we call it a titrimetric analysis. We are going to prepare 25 cm cube of the base to the conical flask. Add appropriate indicator. Then you pour the acid inside the burette. You record initial reading. When you begin to run the acid into it, and you observe color change, it will be giving you signal that's about to change color. Then you make it drop wise. One drop will change the color. If you are using methyl orange, it's going to be Fanta color, orange color. Once you get pink, that is Coca-Cola color, you have missed it. It must be Fanta color. But the beauty of this is this: your teacher might have done it as a kind of revision for you days before the exam, because the WAEC or NECO will send the instruction before the exam. Once they have done it for you, you master it. You master it. Because the teacher, the paper your teacher sends with your scripts is